I think it went down, but Indiana versus Alabama.
Six
The
and a half, 6.5, 6.5.
So, hey guys, I messed up on the banners, but I don't know, sue me. No, please don't do that. But yeah, the Rose Bowl. You know the rules. Austin is the resident Alabama fan. It's what he wears every time, and it's in our little picture right above his head. The slimmer version of him. Uh, but we always let the resident Alabama fan go first. All right, Austin. Let's go.
Here's the thing, man. At this point in the season, we know what Alabama is. Okay. They have an inconsistent offense and a very solid defense. If the offense gets hot, they've got a shot to win any ball game they play. If the offense doesn't play well, they could get blown out any game they play. For me, I'll be honest. I know I normally talk Alabama side of things. This game is more about Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Can Indiana come out with a chip on their shoulder? Look, Indiana was dominant last year until they got to Notre Dame and looked like a completely different football team. Was that um don't put that on me, athletes. Um this game is about Indiana. Can the defensive line play like they have all season, against and I know they did it against Ohio State, but I also wonder, like, did Ohio State play their best game, or was it just one of those, you know? Um, I don't know. I do think that, you look at the quarterback matchups between Mendoza and Ty Simpson. You listening to me here?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, listen to this part. So you got Mendoza with 3,500 yards passing this
Okay.
season, 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
You got Ty Simpson with 2,900 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely sounds like Mendoza's the better quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you I just swapped up those stats? That's Ty Simpson with 600 more yards passing than Mendoza this season, and one less interception. So I say that, look, I think Indiana's a great football team. I picked it in my own bracket for Indiana to win this ball game, but it's also a game that Indiana, the intriguingness in this game is on Indiana. We know who Bama is.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning of this segment, um, is Indiana the team that we think they are? I'll even say, like, if I'm taking off my Alabama stuff right now, is Indiana the team we hope they are? Um, because I think it'll be big for college football for a team like Indiana to be great.
Yeah.
So
I talked about this game on TikTok Live, and I think we have, anytime we've talked about Alabama, we've talked about the offense, the offense, the offense, the offense, the offense. We've talked about Ty Simpson. Can he get his mojo back? Can the passing game get fixed? People are still at this point in the season going, can Alabama run the ball? I think it's clear as day now. We should have stopped saying that 6 weeks ago. They can't run the ball, period. They won't run the ball. They're not going to run the ball. Even if they win this one, it's not because of the run game. And as they go forward, they're not going to be able to run the ball, period. That's just how it is. Unless they get matched up with Ole Miss, then that's a different story. We'll get to that later. But that's what we kind of, every time we talk about this game, we always talk about from that angle of Bama's offense. I was thinking earlier today while I was prepping for the show, and I was doing a TikTok live also, and we were talking about that game. I actually think this game's going to come down to Bama's defense. That's how this game, to me, has to be won. Because, like I said, we've talked all about the offense. I don't think the offense is going to win this game for him. I think this is going to have to be a Kane Warmack game, a Bama defense game. I think they're going to have to get this game in a phone booth. They're going to have to get this game to they're going to have to muck it up. I need them to muck it up, low scoring, you know, kind of similar to that Oklahoma game, but even I'm talking even lower scoring than that, maybe, or maybe like the Oklahoma game back, not the one they just had, the first matchup.
Before, yeah.
Yeah, they need to keep this low scoring because I will say this: Indiana offensive line is gettable. When I looked this up, I was shocked. Indiana ranks 41st nationally in allowed pressure, 28.4%. They're 43rd in sack rate allowed. That's not horrible. It's not horrible, but it's not what I expected to see when I went and looked up stuff today prepping for the show, trying to find some kind of weakness for Indiana because I was like, where is the weakness? There's a problem there. There's two problems. Bama don't pass the rush the passer that great. And the second problem is Mendoza is one of the best quarterbacks statistically when pressured. He is sixth nationally in passer efficiency when pressured, and he's also second in the country in touchdown rate off pressure when he's pressured at 11%. So I don't know. I think they're going to have to figure out a way to get pressure. They're going to have to figure out a way to get Mendoza, get him down, and really muck up this game to make it a low-scoring game, man. Make it one of those old-school LSU Bama things back in the day. They need to make this low-scoring. I will say the one thing I think Bama's got going for them on defensively is they're really elite. I would say elite in the secondary. I think they're really great in the secondary. They are 13th in pass yards per completion allowed, and they're fourth in the country in average air yards per attempt. So they keep everything in front of them. They don't let you hit a lot of explosives. And I think if they can just find a way to get pressure to Mendoza and they keep things in front of them, Indiana is not super explosive. They're just real efficient. And if they can keep everything in front of them, they got a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how Womack that is. I'm ready to see how Womack draws this game up. That Oklahoma game was and I know you and I aren't usually the X and O experts, but I was listening to some people talk and Womack's post game, and he was saying, we don't run a lot of man to man typically. We run a lot of zone, which doesn't free up a lot of blitzers sometimes, I think. And he said at halftime of that Oklahoma game, the secondary was begging him, "Hey, let's go after this guy and let us play man to man." And I mean, it worked out pretty well considering they went, 34-7 in the back half of the game. So I'll be curious to see how they attack Mendoza, to see if they just drop back and kind of play that zone that they've played so well all year, and not worrying about pressure him, or do we go after him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm ready.
Who you picking?
I mean, in all my brackets, I picked Indiana.
You did. I mean, yeah, you can go. I mean, you ain't held to it. Ain't nobody holding a gun to you.
But the more I think about this game, I like the way the defense progressed last week. I like the way Ty kept fighting. And honestly, I don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby.
Roll Tide. He's going for the Tide.
I'm feeling better, man. I really am.
I could see it happening. Unfortunately, I'm picking Indiana. I do not like how I've gone with all the favorites so far.